What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Welcome to tonight's show. Sonny, want to say what up?
Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D. Welcome to tonight's show. I'm waking myself up. That's how I wake myself up.
Right.
I made a cup of sugar, a whole bunch of sugar or sugary ass lemonade. I'm hoping that I wake up.
No, I feel you there. I definitely need to grab me a more appropriate drink. I think all I got is water, and then I got an empty cup from earlier where I had some lemonade. But you know how that goes.
Yes, indeedy.
Yeah. So welcome to tonight's show. It is Monday, February 21st. Surprisingly, I just realized Friday's show was my first show all month. I just was the first co-show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was the first show I did in February, and this is my first Monday show in 3 weeks. So,
oh yeah, because you guys weren't on with me on Monday.
Yeah, exactly.
Me solo. Oh yeah.
So welcome back, Willie Styles. I'm back in the building.
Yeah, shout out to Willie in the building.
All right, been on hiatus. I've just been busy, been traveling, been doing a couple other things. So, well, I'm glad to be back on a Monday show. We got a great show lined up for you guys and looking forward to discussing this topic. Tonight's topic is all about jobs and the job situations. I definitely want to talk about some other stuff too in relation to that. But we're going to talk about the reason why some people hate their jobs, but they can't get out of them. So, so we're going to talk about that tonight. In the meantime, while we're trying to wait for the fellas, we're going to give them a little extra time. So
I think you got somebody coming in there.
I know something weird just happened.
Are you not alone? Is that?
No, I'm alone. I just think something just happened.
He was like, "What's happening? Somebody's in here. Somebody's coming to get me."
What the heck was that? I don't like weird noises while I'm sitting up in here by myself.
No, we were just talking about that. We was like, when you're in the house by yourself, and all of a sudden you just start hearing shit. I forget that I have cats in here because like sometimes I be in here, but like. The way they jump down off of things, it sounds like a grown ass person is in my house. So I just like, what in the hell? Like one of them is heavy as shit. So she jumped down, it's like a person. So you're like, who the fuck? Then when she come down the steps, it's like it's a person. It's like I'm in here with these motherfuckers by myself. It's okay.
Yeah, I can never understand why small things have make such big noises. That's
my son is a small thing that makes a whole lot of noise.
No doubt. Well, I think I'm safe for now. It sounds like it was just my furnace kicking in and warming things up in here because it's cooling down a little bit now. It's actually been kind of warm this last couple of days, so it's been nice.
Our side too has been a little bit warm.
Oh, no doubt. Well, while we're before we get started, just wanted to remind everybody to make sure you go over to gftradio.creator-spring.com to grab some merchandise. I don't have any on at the moment, but I always have my trusty mask available to show y'all. We got great logo merchandise like this. Like this. You put it on correctly. And then Sonny's got the cup or that fancy drinking glass, actually how I like to call it. And we got things from t-shirts to sweatshirts. You might actually see me do a wardrobe change here in a second. As soon as we can get somebody else on the screen, there looks like they're coming in now. And then you can have the same kind of logo merchandise as well over at.
Yeah, I don't have a hoodie on take. I think last time I wore it, I was so bright.
The white.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's just, so I have to catch myself. So I'm wearing.
So you guys. You got the Tough. There was that Tough.
It's Tough is a local foundation in Trenton that help youth and all that. So they do a lot of stuff for the community. They do book bag giveaways. We've donated to their giveaways book bags. They do different things with younger kids. They do stuff with older kids. They do community service. They do it all. They do food pantry stuff. So they do a lot for the community and for the city of Trenton. So definitely supporting. They do have merch. So I definitely support that. And I show up sometimes with.
Oh, for sure. All right. So like I said, tonight we have a great show lined up for you guys. We're going to be talking about.
What's up, good people? I'm here. I just ain't on the screen right now. I'm here though.
Oh yeah, hey, no doubt. We got you up here. Yeah, appreciate you showing up, bro. We're gonna have a great little topic here. Like I said, we're gonna talk about why people hate their job, but they can't leave.
So have you had jobs that you hated?
Say it again.
Have you had jobs that you hated?
I have definitely had a job that I hated. I've been in a situation where just this kind of same situation, right? Where I hated the job, but I couldn't leave, right? When you got certain things going on, certain responsibilities, or just the job just makes it hard because either you love the benefits or you love the people, or you like what you do, but you don't like where you're doing it at, that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of different reasons. So we're gonna talk about that, and I've definitely gone through that experience. Now I think the topic itself, I believe Smooth came up with the topic. Smooth, what was your inspiration behind this topic, bro?
I don't think I came up with this topic.
I think it was Dane that came up with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was Dane. Yeah.
Shout out to Dame. I know he's been under the weather. He's had some other issues. Hasn't been able to join me, and I know he's been on the group though. So make sure y'all go check out Dame over at the Join the Conversation group because he's always on there posting, keeping us laughing, keeping us talking. So make sure you do that. But yeah, I think you guys are right there, and he definitely has a job that he does not enjoy thoroughly. But
yeah, I think
he enjoys that kind of work. So
yeah, I've had jobs. Well, I think one job in particular made me hate it after the boss made me hate it because the boss was good. I don't like when people are in a higher status in the job and they're not professional. It's bothersome to me. It's like you can't. This is your business. How are you running it unprofessionally to make it where I don't want to be like I hated going there. I did it, and surprisingly not. Hold on, this cat is having a moment. Of course, it's the little one, playing with a bag. But I had a job where basically I wasn't getting paid. It was an internship. It was an unpaid internship.
Oh wow!
But it was for a reason that I had this situation, and I was trying to get like the experience, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So it was hard for me to let go, but eventually I did walk out after doing the professional thing, which is walk my boss out and then cuss her out, and then go back in and clock out and go on by my business, and go to the program that put me in the program, that put me with that employer, but they knew the problems that I was having, and it was basically her not wanting to follow the rules or wanting me to not adhere to the rules because it suited her for me to be more available to her, but she wasn't trying to pay me. Like if you wanted me to be there longer than what you wanted me to be there and do multiple different things that staff that were getting paid to do, you had to basically hire me. And she just wanted me to be there, like oh well, you need this, so you're gonna be here. You need the experience, so I need you to be here. And it was like always combative every day. Like if I knew that I wasn't supposed to stay past a certain time, I would be leaving, and she would try to make me feel bad,
Mm-hmm.
and then say that she would release me from the program because I wasn't from her internship because I wasn't compliant, which she wasn't compliant. Okay. And that was the battle. And then what the breaking point was, she walked into the classroom we were working with kids. She walked into the classroom I was in, started screaming at me with these kids around. And I just looked at her. I let her go through her motions of screaming. And I said, well, can you step outside? And she was like, yeah. And she stepped outside and I was like, no. Outside.
I was about to fist.
right. She like, I'm not about to fist fight you, sir.
No, she looked at me. I think that's what she thought that I was going to do because, back then I was a lot younger. I probably was like in my early 20s. So I think she thought that I was going to walk her outside and scrap, right? But I didn't do that.
Step outside. That's what that means, Sonny.
That's what that means, right?
I get that. I absolutely get that. But I walked her out, so she finally came. When I finally convinced her to come outside of the building, I told her where to go, how to get there several times. Use some language that she used inside the classroom with these little children. Walked back in there, clocked out, and went on about my business and went down to the program and told them, listen, I had to cuss her out because here's what happened. And I got staff in there that'll like to back me up because they were surprised that I didn't cuss her out in the building, which like how she came in there and yelled at me. They thought I was going to say something back then and I didn't. I walked her out. Yeah, because they were surprised that
Okay, right. Mm-hmm. So Hank, what kind of job have you had where it was like hard to leave, but you or that you hated being there, but it was hard to leave?
Who came up with this topic is what I wanted to know before I said something.
We think it was Dane.
All right, so this topic is like perfect timing for me. I quit my job 2 weeks ago.
Oh Lord.
Uh,
What?
I was at this job for 13 years.
I know I'm about to say, man,
We
you've been putting the hours in too over there.
You was
had that
doing
job for
double shift.
13
You was telling
years.
us, nah, I can't be on, bro. I got shit to do.
That was before the new company came in December 1st, and they just decided to change every damn thing.
Oh wow.
Uh, so this situation is funny as hell to me. This is the topic that we're talking about because this exact thing is why they thought they could just get over on everybody is niggas be scared about these jobs. My whole thing with any job is things either go my way or they don't go. So you can't just come in and tell me anything. You can't tell me, hey, Willie and Sonny both called out today. We need you to cover for both of them for free. This is not an internship. This is not a volunteer work. Is when as long as you got money, I got time. When you run out of money, I run out of time. I'm not here to do anything extra that I'm not being paid for. I'm here to get my 7, my 8, my 6, whatever the task is, whatever the hours are. I'm here to get that and go. I'm not here to do anything extra. I used to tell these niggas all the time, worrying is for people on salary, and I'm an hourly nigga. So stop telling me about
You
your
know
management
what?
issues.
Don't
I
do that
don't
because
care.
I'm salary.
Worrying is for niggas like you.
Nah, but even that, like, but see, I'm the type of person where I always, even with the unpaid internship, which I told the lady walk out and I had a conversation with her, out the building. Like I wasn't getting paid for that. And I'm a type of person where if I'm doing a job, I'm going to excel at this job. That's just how I am. I may go above and beyond, but I'm not going to go super above and beyond. My job now, yes, I'm a little, depending on what the situation is, I may go above and beyond for some of the employees because of the type of jobs that I have now. But like at the end of the day, I don't care if I'm doing extra. You're not going to talk to me or speak to me or do things to me in a way that it's not about to fly with me. So it's been several times, even at my current job, where I've had issues, and it's like we ain't about to do this, like because.
So look, like I said, I quit 2 weeks ago. I didn't argue with nobody. I didn't cuss anybody out. We sat there in a meeting on Friday. They were saying all kinds of goofy shit. After saying all kinds of goofy shit on Thursday, Wednesday, and Tuesday, I said to myself, you know what? I'm done. I won't be doing this anymore. So you know how I handled this? I then went up to the 4th floor. I passed around a couple of those H2H cleaning business cards, a couple of people that I knew. He said, oh, so you can do basements and you can do a lot? We sure can. We can get right there. Here's some Instagram pictures to let you see all of this shit and how it works. You know what I'm saying? You get with me, I'll come straight down and we can handle that. And I just left. I blocked everybody's phone number. I blocked everybody's email.
Wow.
They don't have access to me.
Wow.
I didn't even tell them niggas that I wasn't coming back.
That's a lot of
people. So you put your 2 weeks in, you just was like, I'm out.
I was trying to just stick around long enough to cash in my vacation days because I had damn near a month of vacation days, but them niggas were acting too goofy. They got HR. The HR is one lady, and she's never in the office and never calls you back. That's what I said. Like, I'm a full-time hustler right now.
Right.
Lord. I feel that. I just feel like sometimes you get to that point, like, and that's why I said at this point, my job I have now, I think for me, I would just put my 2 weeks notice in. Like, it'll be no conversation. It'll be me just like if I get to the point where, and I love my job. I love where I am currently. I love my job.
I loved my job with the old company, not with these new niggas.
Yeah, but if I get to that point where it's just too much, I'm just going to be like, you know what? Hit my 2 weeks. Like I'm already be applying because that's what I do anyway. Because the work I do, I can go anywhere. But I'm applying, and at 2 weeks' notice, I'm out of here. Like I'm out of here.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's like it's dealing with like you said, company either policy changes or maybe even a whole new company coming in and changing up everything and making it challenging to do your job because they don't understand what y'all been doing. This all like, how did you think we did what we did before y'all got here? That kind of thing.
They had 200 cases of the Rona at my building. The company that I work for just came in, so they don't know anybody down at my building because we not like on the main campus. Mm-hmm. So when they called me and told me this nigga tested positive, we need you to cover for him. Oh, I don't feel comfortable covering for that nigga. Then once I talked to a couple of niggas down there, you tell me we got 200 cases, I ain't even going. He like, oh, well, you can wear 2 masks and stay away from them. I sure can. By being at home in the basement, I won't be anywhere near them niggas. You got me fucked all the way up if you think I'm gonna go on an outbreak and work for free. Like,
not the
how
outbreak,
this works.
Right.
Yeah, it's not how this works.
Like y'all asking for too much. I think y'all asking for too much.
Yeah. Yeah. So the one time I had a job like that where it was just like, you know, it was real challenging to be up in there working, and it was things had changed, and I wasn't really happy with I was happy with the processes. Like the management was cool, but it was just the processes were just not right. I mean, I didn't do nothing drastic, you know, like Sonny said, I went out there, I just was like, you know what? I know that there's people out here who want my skills, my services, and I understand my worth. You know, I mean, I didn't fully understand my worth, but I knew I was worth more than what I was getting there. And so I went out there and started trying to find a new job. And luckily, I was able to find what I wanted and, you know, get paid what I was worth, and, you know, put my notice in. You know, the one thing I've always had a challenge with was when I try to quit most jobs is the fact that I end up having to train the person that's replacing me or somebody in the company. And I had one job where this person that was, or not this person, but they didn't have anybody that was supposed to replace me. So the person that they had training with me was basically, oh dang, what up, Jamie? Jamie's like, nah. right.
That's a little aggressive.
You know, the person that they had training with me, they didn't want to learn what I was doing because they like it wasn't, you know, they had a whole other job to do. You know, that was problematic. So they basically was just like, you know what? You know, we're gonna sit in this cubicle together. You're gonna run things by me, but it's more than likely I'm not doing this. You know,
so. And that's the thing. Like, would you if you was really over a job, would you stay to train somebody else?
No,
because I'm definitely not. Like, if I'm done, I'm out.
I'm
like,
cool.
You know, piss me off.
Yeah.
You know, piss my soul off to I leave a job. Like, and you talking about a tourist person. We are stubborn. We stick to something. We stick to what we know. We don't like change. So like it's like a thing. So like now you want me to start up a new, like I gotta leave this job because you done pissed my entire everything off that I'm leaving. Oh no, fuck y'all. I'm not training nobody. I'm out. Like I've never had that happen. I've never been that like the job that I did leave. Like I left 2 jobs. I actually quit 2 jobs like harshly. But I wasn't about to train. They knew I wasn't about to train. Don't stay on the train of soul. Like don't even open your mouth to say nothing about nothing.
Right.
See, usually in my experience, like I said from the beginning, things go my way or they don't go. I was working at the school for the school district. They had me I was working in the kitchen. It was me and 4 ladies. The one girl was cool because we was like same age. The other 2, like the 2 Puerto Rican chicks, would always speak Spanish to each other, so you know they was talking shit all the time. And then we had the old head who was the fucking supervisor. And she would be in here all fucking day. Everything is my fault. I did everything. She's like, why you ain't take out the trash? Because that's not what I'm doing. Like, that's not even the lane that I'm in. So, what? It was again, once I'm done, I'm done. And same shit I did with them. We was leaving early. Kids was getting out early one day. She called me. Well, you were supposed to do this and you were supposed to do that. Okay, look, before I cuss this old lady out, let me hang up this phone, block her number, call her boss and tell him, look, either you can transfer me today or I appreciate the opportunity, but I will not be at work on Monday.
Either block king.
Right.
They have the block button on your phone for a reason.
Listen, you know what my thing is? It's very few people that I block because here's the thing. This is why, and this is social media included. If I block you on social media, I can give 2 shits about you. Like, even though, because sometimes this year I decided not to block anybody for 2020.
I just blocked somebody like 20 minutes ago.
Because I feel like I shouldn't have, like, I want you to just keep minding my business. Like you hate me so much that you're still minding my business. I don't need to block you. It's a great thing. Come mind my business. I don't block any. On top of that, I feel like with the phone part, I'm not gonna block you because I want you to know I'm ignoring you. I want you to know that I'm on my phone probably playing Candy Crush all day. But the fact that I keep seeing that, Brandon, you know, I clear you at the 3rd ring or the 2nd ring. I want you to know that I'm purposely ignoring you.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I want you to.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing like a good feeling that you know that they're suffering behind.
Yes, I would leave you on red. You inbox me, slide in my DM, or text message me. You know, Samsung telling you read it. I read it, and I'm still not replying. Like I'm an asshole. That's a petty in me. I'm sorry.
What up, Smooth? You what have you done to get out of a job?
Turn your
like
mic on. Turn your mic on.
We've been talking about drastic quitting, not training people when we leave. What have you done when you're
Training. I'm
quitting
gonna
the
tell you all
job
the
that
wrong
requires
shit.
to leave?
So what have I done? What was the most animated thing I've done when I left a job?
Yeah.
Oh man, I was a cook near where Sonny lived. It's a place called the Justice Complex, like
Oh
Supreme Court.
yeah, that's my spot. They had me some good food there.
So I used to be the cook there. But the manager, you know, when you're a cook and you cook for that many people, you need a prep person, you need all this. So they fired my prep person. So I was doing my own prep and everything. And she had the nerve to come back there and complain that I was behind. You feel me? So, you know, mid shift, mid lunch
In the
traffic
middle of peak.
in the middle of peak. You feel me? Apron off, chef jacket off, twirl it around, toss that thing over there by the fire.
No, I'm about to fire.
Yeah, I ain't care if that bitch caught on fire or not. I'm out of here. Fuck y'all. You feel me? Don't come back here and complain. Got me.
I'm saying,
I had to be there at 5:30. You understand? I had to be there at 5:30. And from 5:30 to 2:30, the only it's on go. You feel me? Because you gotta cook breakfast, lunch, all that. And it's to go, order to go as well. So man, listen. But yeah, that was one of the craziest ways I left a job.
So here's another job. My uncle has a vegan restaurant. My uncle ain't had no meat since 1970 something. He'd had a store open since like 1987. I'm working down at my uncle's. He hires this new chick as the manager. Same shit Smooth is talking about. It's a sandwich shop. But I open up and I do all my own prep work. And it's just like if y'all been to Philly before where you go to Geno's or one of them, they got all the cheesesteak meat made up already. So it's essentially the same thing like with the shit, but it ain't real meat. So I prep up all of the chicken, so to speak, and you just make your sandwiches throughout the day. So my uncle hires this new chick, and they're gonna have all these people come in, and they did all this great work. They did all this great work, but they got fired from the last place. But that's beside the point. So the girl comes in telling me they're gonna have new 5 and 6 niggas in here. I'm like, yeah, I don't need all this help though. You adding 5 people to my shit is gonna mess my whole situation up. But hey, if that's what you want to do, whatever. You put me on fries, I'm on fries. I don't need no help. Please don't send nobody over here. She like, well, people who talk to me like that end up getting fired. So this is what we gonna do. Because I'm here today, I will finish out this shift, but I will not be back tomorrow. We're not gonna do this. We don't need to argue. It's cool. You don't need to go there. That's how you feel. That's how you want to run your situation. Copy. Got you.
Yeah.
Wow.
My uncle like, well, you don't have to leave. Well, I don't want you to go. I don't want you to go. You have her here. We're not gonna do this. Before I end up cussing this lady out.
Exactly.
Before I end up cussing this lady out, I can just block this number.
Block King. We're gonna have to make you a shirt that just says
block clean. Block clean. Yes, I left Sears kind of abruptly. Off of I think it was 62 cent or 82 cent that they said I stole. So let me set this up for y'all. If you ever worked in retail, that's the insult that my black ass stole 80 something cent or 62 cent, right? So my sister worked at Sears, so did I. She got me the job, right? This is shortly after I had my daughter. My daughter probably was 3 months old. So it was like a couple hours here and there. So I was like, all right, cool. She was training me. Her and another person was training me. So when you cash out, like not when you cash out, like when you buy, like other coworkers are buying stuff, it can't go to where they work at register, right? Mm-hmm. So my sister came to my register. Now Sears security team can zoom in on the actual computer that you're using, the POS station, and they can see the whole all sides of the transaction, right? So I'm bringing her up, beep, beep, beep. The one thing didn't beep, so I put it to the side. Beep, beep, beep. Doing all stuff, bag up, whatever. So the security come out like, can I talk to you? So I'm like, well, what? So they asked both of us to come in. So I'm like, okay. So they talking about theft and blah blah blah, and I'm like, well, what are they talking about? Who stole what? So I'm thinking like they just talking about some shit that just recently happened or whatever. So it didn't dawn on me that they was talking about me and her stealing 62 cent or 82 cent, whatever. So I'm like,
crafty niggas. Y'all came up
yeah.
short at the pretzel stand.
Mind you, she was buying underwear. Like they were the underwear was marked down. So she was buying some, and I had some to the side, but I wasn't leaving that day. She was clocking out the rest of the day, like so I wasn't leaving, so I had to go to somebody else. But like I wasn't leaving that day, but I had my stuff to the side. So she's sitting there. So they talking. So then it dawned on me like, so wait, what y'all saying? I stole 62 cents or whatever the fuck it was, and she was like, yeah. And I said, they were saying, they said all this stuff to me, like, oh, well, you just got here, you can lose your job, blah, blah, blah. So I said, well, run the cameras back. They was like, what? I said, so run the cameras back. If you saying that I stole something, show me that I stole something. I said, so run the cameras back. So they run them, like arguing about that. Then I finally get them to run it back. They run it back, watch the whole transaction. You see, even like the underwear that didn't ring up is still on the goddamn the thing. It's still on the register. So I say play the camera back and look at her bag and see if they in there. And it was like, no, they not in there. And I said, run the camera back and play it, like, oh, go put the camera on the system I was on. The underwear is still there. So I said, we stole what now? Are you fucking serious? You really go up? I said, you want a fucking $1? Here's the fucking $1. I threw it on the table. Like, you know what? Matter of fact, I don't even need this job. You really gonna fucking pull me in here for 62 cents? Like, y'all made this big to do. Y'all had like 4 people in there with security talking about somebody really stole. Like, you would have thought I stole like at least $10 or something. All in here about some cents. You can have your stupid ass $1. Like, this is so like, and you can see the shit. We can't hear you, Clint.
What's the pettiest reason y'all ever seen somebody get fired for at your job?
That was the pettiest I got fired for, but I was like, well, I didn't get fired because I quit. But
no, I'm talking about somebody else though.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was a guy that basically he was just like one of them kind of people that just couldn't shut up. Like, you know, like people like he was like, and not that he couldn't shut up because he talked a lot. He just always said the wrong stuff. You know what I mean? And he said something off to somebody, and I don't know if it was a customer, if it was management, but we already knew that it had to be his mouth. It had to be his mouth because he would always be just a talking, and then we'd be like, bro, like you gotta filter yourself, or you gotta think about what you're saying before you say it. And they straight let him go one day, like just out the blue, like literally out the blue, like they didn't. I think they may have warned them or something, but you know, it was just like we didn't know it was happening. Next thing we know, it was like, oh, he ain't here no more. It was like, no, we can't. He a liability.
I don't got nothing. I was like I said, I was at the same job for so long that they even had a joint with the last like 2-3 years. Like they ain't hiring nobody, they ain't firing nobody. So we had a nigga who stole some boots out of somebody's office. They went to his fucking locker and the boots was there. And then they came up, somebody's computer was missing, and they go to his locker, the computer there, but they still didn't fire that nigga. Like, we had some niggas that retired now. My man came in, nigga is Croatian, cuz coming to job. This is my fucking man too. He said, I quit. I no longer work. And just roll.
Just left.
I don't think I've ever had anybody get fired. I don't think I ever knew anybody to get fired for any petty reasons. I've seen a firing that went down that completely shocked me. I never like Macy's the way they fired that manager that day. Like they called the whole meeting at the beginning of the store, like in the morning time when you open up, like right before we open up, they had a whole meeting. They had Lawrence PD in there, and we was like, why are they in here? Like, what's happening? And all of a sudden, the manager is talking about her area and blah, blah, blah. And they walk up and cuff her and they escort her out. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, what's happening? Apparently, she had been stealing gift cards and a bunch of other stuff. But like they had been building a case against her, and they finally like they was done with her. So like we had this makeshift meeting that she was supposed to talk in, and then they arrested her. And I've never seen that happened a day in my life.
That's kind of petty though, the way they did her. Like they couldn't just go and
they called the whole meeting and made us come in like the shit was like it was some other stuff and just locked her up. And I guess that was like to lesson to everybody like to not do it. But I was just like, so y'all had Lawrence PD up in they was in there just chilling, eating, and they gave them motherfuckers donuts. They was in there chilling with us. So we like, oh, I guess something happened at the mall, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like locked her ass up and she walked out there. I was like, damn.
No, that was petty. That's petty.
They like you made us get up in the morning.
They did her dirty.
Lock her up.
They did her dirty. They wanted witnesses.
We had a nigga go in the room.
They were sick of it.
I worked in a corporate office. We had a nigga go in the room with an empty bag, goes into the room where all of the fucking company phones is. It comes out with the bag full of like 20 iPhones. It was like, dickhead, how was you gonna sell these? Because as soon as you turn it on, they can track it. Mm-hmm. So like, what was the plan here? We had another nigga who stole from petty cash, and they set a camera up on the joint, and this nigga leans like this. And the fucking camera is taking the money out the drawer.
The wildest one I ever seen, I had got a part-time job overnight at this grocery store called Stop and Shop, right? So where I had to I worked in the produce, so to speak, right? So they had somebody training me.
They caught you with 3 bananas in your bag and said, "Get this nigga out."
So right? So the dude who was training me, he'd tell me what to do, right? But then he'd be like, "Well, I gotta go do some work over here. So, I'll be back to check to make sure you good, right?" So he did this for like 3 days. So the next 2 days, I ain't seen. You know what I mean? I ain't seen. And I'm at my other job, which is a library at the time. So we get the newspaper.
Oh, shit.
So I open the newspaper, and who do I see? Face front, page 3. They had his face. He was stealing out of Stop and Shop. What he was doing was, after he had finished training me, he'd go to the cigarette area and steal cases of cigarettes.
Oh. He was hustling. Hustling.
Over a period of time, he stole like $6,000 worth of cigarettes.
Oh wow.
He's out there chilling.
His crazy.
He made a lot more than 6,000 on them too.
Word up. A month passed.
He was selling Lucy's.
Right. Yeah. Selling them Lucy's.
Man, listen. A month passed. He came up.
Hundreds?
Huh? He was stealing all of them. He was stealing all of them.
He had everybody online.
Sonny bought a pack from that nigga at the gas station.
Sonny bought some more, bro.
I think about selling cigarettes, man. I swear to God, I'm right in the fridge.
I used to do this. My grandma used to
cost more than weed.
Niggas be outside for no reason. Like, oh, I need a cigarette. Ain't no cigarettes. I hear them all the time. Like, you want one? I got it.
They so high now.
Niggas will stand out in a blizzard smoking a fucking Newport. Like, what are you doing?
That's dedication. I don't even know how y'all do that.
For sure. So the craziest reason I left a job. I mean, I think the owner fired me, but I also quit at the same time. So I don't know which one stood. But basically, I was at this job once, and this lady owned a company. She was like the second generation. I can say it. She was a trucker. She was like, it was like a trucking company, right? So it was her dad's company originally. She came in, did the management with him, learned the ropes, took over the company after a while. So she hired somebody like a couple years before me, had them as her assistant. So I come in to work right when that person was leaving. Like that person was like maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks before they were leaving. She gets me in there and she's like, all right, train him how you do this job. I need him to be, well, abreast of how the processes work. And then, I could teach him everything else. So the girl that was leaving, she showed me the ropes. She's like, this is how she likes this done. This is how this needs to be done, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, all right, cool. It was like a couple things were a little challenging. Other things were simple. So I'm thinking like, all right, I'm working for this woman. She's a professional woman, but she's she's on her stuff with these companies, these other trucking companies that work for her. So I was like, trying my best to like make a good impression. You know what I'm saying? So I make sure I do everything the way the girl showed me, the stuff that she's training me on. I'm trying to do that right. So one day she gets mad because there's some paperwork that's just not the way she wants it. And I'm like, oh, like, let me know what you need me to change because this is just how I was taught to do this. she was like, "You're lying to me. You don't do it the way this other person was doing it, and I'm sure they didn't train you this way." And I'm like, "Yeah, like I've been doing this the whole time." And so she got really mad because she starts looking back at the old.
Nigga, her nephew had an application and she was trying to get you out of there.
Right. What up, Willie Taylor? Appreciate you tuning in. So she ends up, telling me like I said, she kept saying like, "Oh, you doing this wrong." So she starts looking back at the old paperwork and starts realizing that the girl was doing the same thing that I was. So I'm like, see, it wasn't me, but she's still mad at me for some reason. Then she ends up telling me that I was speaking too proper and she didn't understand half the words I was saying. Bro, I was like, I have never had somebody, and of course, what she probably said to me, because she was a black woman, but she still said it to me. But I'm like, really? Like you go tell a young black man to stop speaking proper English? Like, what kind of stupid shit is that? Like, and she was going off with me, bro. It was crazy. I was probably like maybe 21, 22 years old. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, this is not my introduction to corporate America. I hope. Like, this is crazy. So she literally, and I went off. I was like, bro, like you ain't about to dumb me down for some job. That's skill to me. Like, that makes no sense. She's like, well, you can get out. You don't do my stuff right anyway. I'm like, well, I'm going out. I quit too anyway.
It was a battle. Who was the last words?
Right, exactly. It was literally battle the last words with that one.
Willie, I'm talking to Teller. That's my little brother, to be honest with you. Shout out.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Willie?
Yeah.
Willie Teller, hold on. Not to be confused with Willie Teller from what's the name, right? Day 26. What's that? Day 26. What's that group?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
The Daddy group. One of the the boy band.
I don't know.
Oh my God, y'all fired.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I know one of the wildest situations. It was my first experience with like racism, and in the workplace. I was 18. Matter of fact, excuse me, I didn't even turn 18. Yeah, I was 17. I had just graduated high school. I had got the internship. See, our senior years, they gave us internships. Mm-hmm. So when you had enough credits and stuff, instead of classes, you can go work your internship. So I had an internship for the state of New Jersey Department of Personnel. And so the lady who I ain't gonna say her name, Linda Gazier, but she was the supervisor. She was the supervisor at the time, right?
They old. That's what that is. So they know exactly what I'm talking about.
So when she was a supervisor at the time. So when my internship, she extended it until I left for college. But what happened was I told her, I'm like, you know what? I'm taking a year off to save some money. So when I go to college, I have, I won't be down there broke or whatever. I have some of my own money on it. So at first she was kind of I sensed the trepidation with her. She was kind of, but she did it. She was like, I can't do it until next year, but I can extend it maybe 2 months, right? Mm-hmm. Now, what she didn't know, one of the other employees that worked there was related to me. Mm. And she was like, nah. She was like, the reason why she's doing it. And she even wrote up so they wouldn't have to give me, because after I worked there a certain amount of time, they fired me, they got to give me unemployment. So instead of telling me they let me go, she had actually wrote up a resignation letter for me.
What?
Word. And then, mind you, the whole time before this, she was being like real nice. But then my cousin, she came to me, she's like, nah. She was like, nah, she's trying to set you up. Don't sign that. She racist. I'm trying to tell you. I ain't want to tell you the whole time because, I ain't want to cause no workplace friction. But that's what she doing. Don't sign that because they're going to say you quit. Wow. Right? Mm-hmm. So when she called me in the office to sign it, now, mind you, she was nice to me all this time. This is months. About 7 months. She been nice to me. Mm-hmm. Never raised a voice, never talked up to me crazy, nothing. So when she called me in the office to sign it, I was like, I've been advised not to sign that because it's saying I'm quitting, and I'm not quitting because I asked you to keep me on. And she snapped. She was like, you're a poor worker. You're this, that, and the third. I'm like, oh, lady. I'm like, all this time I've been here, and for when I was in school, they used to have to a checklist to grade my performance. And like, you gave me all these high performance stuff, remarks for my classes and all this. But now all of a sudden out the blue, you calling me lazy, you calling me this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? So me and her really like went back and forth, you know, because I don't like nobody talking to me. I don't care what your position is. So now I'm like, all right, fuck this job. You feel me? But I ain't say that.
My mindset.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, because I was leaving for college in a few months anyway. So it's like, nah, I mean, I wasn't planning on coming back here. Right. But my cousin told me, she was like, and mind you, she was much older. She was like, that's going to hurt you further down the line because now you can never use her as a reference. She'll never. And so one time before I had put down, when I applied for a job, I put that job down and put the experience, and she used to always give me bad references.
Really?
Word up. Because I was wondering like how people.
Sonny was the head of that situation.
Yeah, I was wondering how.
They don't know.
Like people were lesser than me getting certain jobs. You know what I mean? I wasn't hating. I was wondering how my boys get. I'm like, yo, my credentials. Or no, I mean,
was able to get away with that because we can't we can't tell people like if somebody left my job because of the type of job I have, we can't go say, oh well, we fired them because of XYZ. Like we say they left state service due to their own personal reasons. We can't say that we fired them.
She was telling people I walked off the job.
Oh,
she was telling she was telling I was a poor performer. Yeah, I'm like, oh man, that's crazy.
But that's crazy. You know. That's the thing. There's a
supervisor of 6 years.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing. There's people who will do that regardless of the fact that it's not a good business practice to do that because like Sonny said, you know, you can get reported for doing that because if you say the wrong thing, there's certain things you can say and you'll get yourself in trouble or the company
defamation
in trouble.
of character if you can prove otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. And then also just from the simple fact of, you know, you're speaking on somebody else's performance and if you're not their direct supervisor, then you could be, you know, hit with liable, all kinds of stuff. So here's
the add on to what you're saying, right? So mind you, I told you my cousin, she was older than me at the time. So at the time I'm like 18, 19. No, I had just turned, no, I wasn't even 18 yet. She was probably like in her 30s. You feel me? So we never let nobody know we was related. I said we're not gonna let nobody know that because they was gonna try to use that against us, right? We had really just found out too. So my great grandma had passed. That's who I was related to her through. And since I had mind you, I'm not working there anymore. Months done passed, a couple years done passed, actually. And I see my cousin at the funeral. What she tell me? She was like the lady, the supervisor in the office. She was even telling people in the office that she was giving me bad reviews.
Really? She was wow. She was like bragging about it then, basically.
Yep. Wow. Yep. She said she did that. She did that for months. She was like, I'm not giving no
her ass.
That comment is exactly what just happened at my job. Raymond had a comment down there. That's the exact same shit that just happened at my job.
Put workers
they supposed to have 18 people doing the night shift at my job. I was the shop steward. They got fucking 6 doing the job of 18, and there's no extra money in none of this shit. So just keep giving you extra shit to do. You can't deny it. Then you don't get the shit done, and then they tell you, yo, we got to complain about this, that, or whatever. I bet the fuck you do. If you got me covering for 4 fucking people, you gonna have a complaint.
Yeah. I had a job like that recently where it was so few staff that, you know, we couldn't keep up with the work, you know, in terms of like, you know, I do IT and we get so many help tickets coming in. We got, you know, customers complaining about, you know, their service, their equipment not working or their computers aren't working right or software isn't working right. and we would have like, at least 2 or 3 people who not only complaining, but they literally cussing people out. We started losing clients over it. It was crazy, and it wasn't like we weren't doing our job. We just didn't have enough help, And when you short-handed, short-staffed, or have less resources or equipment than you need, it's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, I think my job got a lot of complaints during the COVID situation. And I think the people fail to realize is COVID happened to a lot of people. This happened, and it was nobody was prepared for it, statewide or otherwise. So when we got hit with, unemployment skyrocketed, TDI climbed. The influx of a lot of stuff that because I work in HR, we deal with, it was surpassed what we were dealing with. So people were like, our emails were getting slammed.
Basically.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah, I said past the capacity that y'all been used to dealing with, basically.
So basically, people were getting upset. Like if you didn't answer an email immediately, you were automatically like they were already going copy. They stay, and even now they get to the habit of copying everybody as if you're ignoring them. And I had to start telling people that I was working with, like, listen, I need you to stop looping my supervisor in, because we have things broken down by areas, right? So it's not inundated because so I have one whole area, they have a whole, we have probably 7 different areas, but it was in my job alone. We got 3,000 employees over the whole state of New Jersey. So we got 3,000 employees. So most of our offices, we were inundated and slammed with everything. On top of that, somebody decided that it was a bright idea to start an unemployment group and give everybody in the state of New Jersey's email address. Specifically my building, because our building is UI is part of our building. So we were getting emails that weren't even ours to answer, and then you can't ignore those.
Oh wow.
So this is the slam that we were getting, and we're telling people we're you're basically acting like we're ignoring you. We're not. You have to give us a minute. On top of this, is not our normal job. We have to still do our normal job and then answer all you people. So the impatience,
people don't never be understanding.
And that was the big thing with us, and it gets frustrating to us because it's our job is to help you, but you need to practice patience, because on top of this, we're getting slammed with emails that are not because if you're my coworker and Hype, you're my coworker, and it's my person to deal with, everybody's emailing everybody. So I got to make sure that you didn't did you answer it by accident, or did you even look at it? Because I don't know who answered what, because we all got copied on it. So maybe if I didn't get to it, I got to find out. Now you give me more work. I got to go say, hey, did you answer this point? Did you do this? Did you do that? Did you do that? Because if I do it, double work. Come to find out, I already talked to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You just wasted a whole half an hour of my day. So
that's why I don't like working in groups. I like you give me whatever it is that I need to do, and I'll go handle that.
But no, that's what we're set up to do.
Ain't got nothing to do with me.
But that's what we're set up to do. But if employees are given all of our emails and they're emailing everybody, and then the thing is they're all ignoring us. The thing is to not ignore, so you got to answer.
Right. So Raymond Mitchell said he says he runs into folks at work, at the school he supports, and he says you're the only person from IT that actually works. And then he realized that he's the only black person in his department, so he has little to no choice until the state hits him up anyway. And I've run into that issue where people, it's like I'm working extra hard because one, I'll be either the only black person or the only smart person in the area, and then I end up having to basically I feel like I'm working harder, and then these other people are noticing. People start to notice, and they're like, hey,
yeah, my big boss is black. My 2 big bosses are black, and I'm the only black one in my unit.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm the mean one.
Willie says that's crazy because he witnessed that, and these jobs will hold employees accountable for shorthand issues. Yes, for example, supervisors and managers act like you're supposed to overexert yourself with normal, and that's the thing with normal pay. And that's the thing. It's like right now, a lot of companies are doubling up work. They're giving you more work than you're normally not even just normally doing, but normally resourced for, and and then still holding you accountable for getting it done. You know what I'm saying?
And that was the thing, because you had to pick and choose what was important first,
said.
and then not fall short of your work.
Niggas on salary.
And that was the thing. No, but that was the thing.
Our
boss fought for us for overtime too. Our boss, we got overtime during the pandemic because it was like there was no way we was going to be able to do our job, do all this, like y'all want to answer all these emails. We have to be able to do our core job and then do all the extra stuff. We had they had to give us overtime.
Did they give y'all the overtime though?
Yeah.
Okay, copy that. Shouts out to them niggas.
I remember my mom used to work for the state, and she was always complaining about them giving her, you know, other people's work, doing the work of her supervisor, you know. And eventually, it took years, but eventually she did a desk audit or whatever, and she got the bump in pay. But I want to go back to my the bro point. Some situations, you feel me? It's a thin line. It's a thin line. Like, you don't want to overexert yourself, but I'm always of the mindset that when you do work, put your best foot forward. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, you still signed up for that job. So it's either you're going to put your best foot forward, and sometimes that means you may go. That doesn't mean go above and beyond every time, but sometimes just do it just cause your reputation will precede you.
Exactly, because
I feel me. Because that's how in many situations I just told you I was a cook. You feel me? I started off that job doing pots. You feel me? Getting paid under the table. You know? And before you know it, like you said, I'm salary and I was the head chef with no chef experience, but prior. Just first I went from the pots to running the deli to the chef when I was at that job. You feel me? And that all happened because I did extra work.
And that's the thing too, because
this is for me. The shit that you're talking about is gotta know honesty starts in the mirror. I know me, and I know if I put my name on something, I'm not gonna half-ass do it. So if you're giving me some half-ass effort as far as you need me to cover for Willie, for Smooth, and for Sonny, it's like, well, what you mean? I can cover for all the asses if you got the money for me to cover for everybody. If you don't have the money for me to cover for them, then no, I can't do it. Like, I know my floor will be done, my shit will be intact. That's why I said I hate group work, because then like now we all get the downfall of one person who ain't holding up their end, or we gotta all drag this one motherfucker who ain't doing their end. So for me, it's like, if I feel as though I'm getting bullshit from you, I know I'm gonna go too far and do too much as far as this work goes.
That's
I'm not
when
gonna disrespect my
management.
name. That's why I'm cool. I walk away.
That's where
and get
good
the fuck out of
management,
here before
like a good management squad, is important.
Yeah, facts. That's facts.
That's when a good management squad is important. I've been at jobs. I've been on management teams that were good, and been on manager teams that was poor, because certain managers or certain supervisors didn't want to hold other employees accountable.
Facts.
And then I've been in situations to where, you know, we all was of the same mindset. Like, we all come in here, do our job, get this shit done. We could actually enjoy this day more. You feel me? We'll have time to spare. You feel me? We'll be getting paid while we're still on the clock doing nothing. You feel me? Just joking around. Now it's hard to find those situations, but I've been in both.
Yeah,
I've been in both. For me, you feel me?
Yeah, I think for me, like, and it's funny because
ain't did nothing, and it's 7 o'clock.
Even before the pandemic, I always do my job and I excel. Whatever my upper management asks me to do, I do it. Even if I think it's stupid, whatever you want me to do, I'm gonna do it. Whatever don't make sense to me, I'm a question why it don't make sense, but I'm gonna do it because when you ask me why I did it, because you told me to. But also I actually had this moment where I was looking at the wall for different employment opportunities within my job and elsewhere, and the head boss of HR walked up on me like, well, what you doing? And I said, oh, no, I'm looking at this job. So whatever. She's like, what title you at right now? She was asking me my salary, how long I've been there, because she was like, well, where you trying to go? I'm like, no, it's not. Like, I had to basically calm her down. Like, no, it's not me. This is for my baby. I'm looking for my baby. She just
you looking for jobs for her, right?
Like, she passed the type of test, and I'm looking for jobs for her, you know. Yeah. But No, but the fact that
You
she
was
knew.
supposed to hold out and get the extra couple.
Exactly. I was
$.
about to say the
No.
same thing. You should have been
No,
like,
but I already no. But listen, here's the thing with
I'm
that.
unhappy.
No, but here's the thing with that. If I was to put my 2 weeks
Exactly,
notice
hype.
and say
Exactly.
no, but that's the no. This is the funny part because I've had coworkers who have worked at my job and say I'm leaving, and left and thought that they were going to get a counter offer from our job, and it was a no go. Like I know for a
she was
fact
about to
if
give
I
it
try
to you
to
this
leave,
time, though.
Exactly.
if
I
I
didn't tell you to put.
but
Wait,
I know
I didn't
if,
say put in no
if I
notice
try
or
to
nothing. I
leave,
just said, hey, look, I'm not happy. You know.
no, but I had just
That's
got
all.
a title, so I can't just like soon as I like I ain't even freaking permanent title I just got. But like
That's all right.
like
That's all right. We just
but like
messing with
I know, but I know that if I was to try to go somewhere else, they're gonna counter offer me and be like, nah, bro, where you trying to go?
No, my last job did that. I was basically the smartest guy in the room, right? And I had mostly
My desk big already. I don't need no more space.
I had most of the clients, really happy with the work I was doing.
You good?
I had other
Yes.
people on the team singing my praises. So when I told them it was time for me to go, they was trying everything they could. They was like, "Look, we can do this for you. We can do this." They was lining it up. I was just like, "I feel you, but I really gotta go." Like I was like, unless you're gonna match the fact that they about to pay me double. I don't know what to tell you.
No, because I had another HR department hit me up and send me an email.
Hey Willie, I need
They
somebody to come bring my
me,
coffee to my desk every morning. I'm not feeling
they
perks
sent
and
me,
incentives on here.
They sent me and one of my bigger bosses an offer for a job to come work at their state agency. So I was talking to my coworker. I was like, yeah, so and so hit me up, blah blah blah. So my boss was like, what? He came out his cube, like he came out his office, like, wait, what? And he said they sent me an email too. I'm like, he said, but we're not going there. And I said, well, no, I said I wasn't going there because I know what type of system they on. They like years behind us. I'm not going back to the Stone Age until where we're in current. Like I'm not going just off of that. Like it's a couple extra dollars more, but it ain't like I'm not going back to where we were. Like and we like years and years later. Like we current and y'all back there like that, whatever. But like I cracks me up because they be sending me job offers and they be like, well, who what? Like we gonna call them and tell them not to hire you. And like, but they know they can't do that. But like they know if I was to leave, I'm out. Like if I say I'm done with that job, which I like my job, but if I was done. Oh, no, I know they'd be like, bro, we don't know about that. We got to figure this out. We got to figure out how to keep her here.
So what benefits, opportunities, perks, what any other thing, what's kept you in a job and that, that just made you like, you know what, if it wasn't for this, I would quit, but I'm staying for this. I'm definitely staying for this.
Oh, man. It was kind of a gift and a curse. But when I became a bilingual library assistant, at the same, I always kept like 2 jobs. So I was doing that, and I also worked, overnight at UPS. And the reason why I kept they gave me a promotion. You feel me? So I was still making more at UPS, but my body at the time was going through a lot. You feel me? And the perks, not only was I getting a raise, it wasn't going to make up for what I was losing at UPS, but it was still a decent amount, a chunk. And then on top of that, it was a laid back job. It wasn't you feel me? It wasn't no physical strain or nothing. Now, as time went along, certain employees and certain supervisors, made the job worse. But you feel me? The fact that it was just so easy, so laid back, you get to meet new people every day. Every day you get to meet new people. You know what I mean? And that's one of the reasons why I stayed, because I got to meet new people. And it made me, that was like the first job where customer service, where I had to work on my customer service. I had to look in the mirror and be like, you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, be mean to everybody.
Yeah, you feel me? I can't just be like, man, fuck y'all, I'm going in the back. You feel me? I had to really I had to learn, and this helped me later on running my business. You feel me? On how to approach people, how to deal with a strenuous situation where you're going back and forth with a customer or a client or whatever. You know what I mean? So that job taught me how to be, which is crazy, a library taught me how to be personable. You know what I mean? To work on that. So that's one of the perks of having that job. And then I got to read books for free all the fucking time. Because nobody tell me nothing. You feel me?
No doubt.
Yep.
Yeah. What about you, Sonny?
My current job, I would say, keeps me there because of the people and the management that I have. Like a couple years back, the management that I did have, I probably would have left if they were still here because I couldn't have, I was already go up top on that one super manager. So, and I think if I had dealt with her for a longer period of time, I probably would have left that job because it would have been her or my state career. And I'm like, it's not that deep. She's not going to take that from me. I worked too hard to get that. But yeah, it's basically the perks, the benefits. The benefits are good because it's a stable job for me. I don't have to worry about getting called in. I work certain hours, and that's all the hours I got to work. If we get overtime, I can choose it's time for overtime or not. And the overtime is anything. I get paid 50 something an hour for overtime, so I'm definitely. You want me to work overtime? I'm there all day, every day because my checks look lovely when they are like that. But I would say the benefits are the actual benefits they offer, and then the people that make me stay there longer because I can work with them. Even if I don't like you, I can still work with you, and I know what I'm dealing with versus going somewhere else and have to deal with new people. And I'm like I said, I'm a stickler of getting used to people, and I don't like starting over, but I can. But if I don't have to, at least not yet, I think I'm okay for right now.
Right.
Stay there.
What about you, Hype?
It's
He
nothing
left there. He didn't stay there.
It's nothing that could keep me at a job. Like if I don't like the situation, the reason why I was at my job for 13 years was because I liked the situation. Give me the task and leave me the fuck alone. Cause you're never gonna have to go behind my shit. My shit gonna always be done. Cause like I said, I don't put my name on stuff that ain't done properly. And even like when I was at the corporate office from 2009 until 2020. I got sent like to one of the plants outside of the office, and for the 2 years that I was there, they never came down and checked the shit because they know they're getting the emails and reports about this shit has never been this good. Because if my name is on it, then I'm gonna take care of it. You come with any dumb shit, and I'm cool. I'm not in there arguing with people, cussing you the fuck out, none of that. And I'm not doing none of that to myself. Like I ain't gonna get myself out of character because you want some dumb shit. What I will do though is tell you, you got it, block you, and we are moving on with another situation.
Right. Yeah. So for me, I mean, I haven't stayed in a job because of a particular perk or benefit, but I've definitely gotten comfortable in a job because of perks and benefits. One being when I was younger, I had a job with the city, and it was just like a little kick around job. But the biggest perk was like I was in summer school, right? And so job started at I think it was 8 a.m. and went to like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So every morning I would go to school, and then at around 11:30, 12 o'clock, I got out of school, catch the bus over to the job, and then I would come in, I would write in 8 a.m., put in my 4 p.m., and then the supervisor would sign off, no problems, no issues. So I was getting paid to be at school, basically. And then I had another job where it was just like kind of the same situation, like what Hype was saying, in terms of like I knew what to expect. And I knew that if they gave me a particular task or a job, I was off doing my own thing. I mean, sometimes I had a partner I would work with, but for the most part, it was like basically like these were the tasks. They would line us up with all whatever we need to do. I would have to, do my thing, do all my work, clock out. I was done for the day. It was no coming in and having to do somebody else's job. I didn't have to pick up nobody's slack. Somebody wasn't doing their job, they would get on them. They would have to figure it out. For me, it was just like, here's your stuff. Go do your job. I did my stuff, and I worked my butt off.
Leave me the fuck alone.
Right. I worked my butt off to get bigger perks and more opportunities. But for the most part, it was like I was happy to be able to be like, you know what? I don't have to think too hard about what everybody else is doing. I can just figure out what I'm doing, and I learned a lot on that job. It was like one of my first like real IT jobs outside of my business, where it was just like, you know what? we're gonna give you all the training and the you know what I'm saying, all the training and all the knowledge and experience that you need. So wherever you go, you be ready. And I sure was ready when I left there. They literally had to put me out because I was like I wasn't going.
what's one of the what's something from the jobs y'all had the biggest lesson from either, you know, like what's that you still apply, you feel like you can apply for the rest of your life?
Never put all your faith in that job, because 2020 showed you too many people that we all know where they walked in and told somebody, Willie, we no longer require your service to do this job. Sonny, we no longer need you to do this shit. You could have been working here 20 years, 15 years, and they did that shit to too many people. So for me, it was like, that's how I started all of these different hustles and shit, was because at that point my wife was pregnant. Now my job was at the gas company. You're a central worker. They're not stopping you from working, but at any given time they could decide that we don't need 18 people, we need 12 now. You could be one of those people that's on that chopping block just because they can decide that. Can't never let nobody have all of your shit is in one situation. That's what I took from it.
Yeah, no doubt.
My biggest lesson is to take initiative. A lot of people are take initiative and be proactive. A lot of people are reactive, and if you can avoid, like, and I had to tell my coworker that, because she's I love her, but she's the type of person that's something happens, she just can't function anymore, and like her thought process is on a negative part, and I'm saying, well, you have to kind of, sometimes you got to take out of that and show initiative, like show them what you can do, and then like just like you got to take your mind out of that area and do what you can do and be proactive in what you're doing. Because if you seem like you don't care and you're only reacting to what someone said, this is the part. Like, shouldn't every part of your job, you do not need somebody to walk you through it and tell you what to do. Hey, did you do this? Did you do this? Make sure you do this. You shouldn't have to do it. Just, this is the job. Do it. Like, nobody has to walk you through anything. You know what you're supposed to do. We're 30 plus. Nobody has to hold our hand and tell us what to do, and you can't be that way because they didn't tell me. They didn't have to tell you. Ain't that a part of your job? Yeah, but I didn't know. Nobody told me I had to do. You just need to, because this is part of the problem.
Yeah, that's definitely something somebody should learn when they was a teenager.
But if you're used to jobs that tell you what to do all the time, you're not.
Yeah, you'll be surprised how uncommon that is. Especially
people are
being
more
a supervisor
reactive than proactive.
on multiple jobs. Yeah, like people are really, really lazy. You feel me? They will do the bare minimum. That's why I wanted to clear that up.
Groups.
Yeah, you feel me? Because everybody, you know, self-motivated. We all self-motivated. So sometimes when because it'll bring you down. That should make you sick at the job. You feel me?
You
and like
you get that
angry.
one motherfucker who ain't pulling their weight. Now we all gotta overcompensate to do your shit. Now I'm pissed.
Yeah,
that's why I work
now.
alone.
And now I'm not fun to work around.
Exactly.
Oh no, because I'm one of the people, like, I'll help you as long as you help yourself. I'm not about to, like, listen.
Yeah,
you know,
some
I
niggas
did
be
it
like,
already.
"Oh, where's Sonny gonna help me? I ain't about to do none of this."
Like,
shit.
listen, I'll help you, but you better be helping yourself. Like, I'm all for helping anybody. Anybody knows on my job, I will help you till I'm blue in the face, but you need to be also helping yourself. I'm not, me helping you does not mean me only doing it's us as a unit. Us not doing it, then me not doing it. It's very simple.
What's yours, Willie?
So one of the biggest ones for me has always been don't burn your bridges. You know what I'm saying? Don't burn your bridges. Now there's certain situations where you're just gonna burn that bridge. You know, you can set them on fire, but for the most part, don't burn your bridges, because sometimes the person that you could be burning a bridge with, especially when they're not even either really related or associated to the reason why you ready to like quit a job or cut somebody out, you know, you might burn a bridge with somebody, and because you end up walking out on their shift, right, and you rub them the wrong way, you might run into that person in the future, and they may be able to help you, but they're not, because now they know who you are, and they know that they can't trust you, or they feel like you did them dirty, that kind of thing, because especially when you're in small cities, small communities, or in
Small work
professions
fields.
that are in, that are a smaller community. In IT, there's tons of us in IT, but then there's also not a lot of us in IT at the same time when it comes to certain areas. For what I do, there's not a lot of people that do the kind of work I do, so we run into each other a lot. I walked into the company I work for now, and there was one guy that I know I worked with 10 15 years ago, and another guy that I had just recently worked with that was one of our vendors, and I just recently worked with him like 2-3 years ago. So you always run into those situations, and I was able to walk into a situation where they were like, oh, we know him, we know he do a, he'll kill it here, blah blah blah. Versus, I could have had opportunity to blow opportunity because of burning a bridge or that kind of thing, or a person like the person that was reporting now everybody's talking about the fact she's doing that, she's burning bridges. It's gonna be hard for her to move on somewhere else, and somebody be like, oh, she's the type of person to do this, she'll get your company in trouble. Now she'll ruin her whole career.
Yeah.
I got one for working, being like an employee, supervisor, whatever, and I got the lessons learned for being an entrepreneur as well. Okay, for the employee, when you at a job, the biggest lesson I've learned is learn all you can while you're there.
Facts.
You feel me? Learn all you can while you're there, and that's not just learning the physical aspect of the job.
Like
you feel me?
Everything else.
Learn from the supervisors. You feel me? Because you may end up being a supervisor one day. So learn from what they doing right and what they doing wrong. Listen to how the employees complain about this, that, and the third. So if you ever get in that position to be able to affect this, that, and the third, you'll know what to do. You feel me? To appease not everybody, but the most people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that's ultimately your goal as
just knowing how to attack that employee.
Exactly.
If you end up in that management spot, yeah.
Facts. So that's my and also to piggyback a little bit of what Hype said earlier. I always tell my brothers and sisters, diversify your options. Like I never put that's why I said earlier, I always work 2 jobs. You feel me? I never had one egg. I mean, I have never had all my eggs in one basket. Right? Don't do that. You feel me? Always, and that leads into my entrepreneurial thing. One thing we talked about this, I mentioned this before. Sometimes in a business, people don't know how to handle the success of a business because they wasn't prepared for the success of the business. You know what I mean? They just what they thought they were. You feel me? But they didn't plan for, all right, now I got too many customers. How do I, you know what I mean, expand? How do I, be able to support these incoming clients? What jobs not to take, what clients not to take. Every money ain't good money. Every deal not a good deal. When to say no. So and far as being an entrepreneur is have a plan to support your plan.
Right.
You feel me? Because you could plan out what you want to do, but you still, you know what I mean? You have to be prepared for the ups, which people think they are. And now, you know what I mean? Because it's easy to say, oh, I'm making this money. Okay, how you reinvesting that money back into your business? You know what I mean?
Are you reinvesting any of that money back into your business, or are you just fucking up them profits, which is what most people do?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
People, they're prepared. They're prepared to make the money. They're not prepared to how to sustain that business at that level.
Yeah.
How to sustain? There you go, Willie.
Because and then how to cultivate relationships. You feel me? And then during the downtime, during the hard times, a lot of people fold because they never prepared for the hard times. They thought everything was just going to be A1. You feel me? And that's not how businesses work. Trust me. You know what I mean? Trust me. But somebody who's trying to do it now.
Right.
It don't work like that.
Yeah. One of the things I also learned outside of that, because I definitely learned that that you got to be prepared for the good and the bad. But the other thing I learned, because it goes kind of hand in hand with when you get a lot of success going, as an entrepreneur is how to delegate. You gotta learn how to delegate. You gotta learn how to pick people who can be responsible and beneficial to your company or to your clients, and how to allow them to be successful for you. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't delegate and you try to take it all on your own, you're gonna fail. You're just gonna fail. You know, I've done it myself. I've been a victim of my own success of not being able to delegate, not learning how to say, okay, you know what, I know how to do this, and this. And instead of going and being like, oh, well, I can learn how to do this, and this too, and I can do all of this by myself, you know, being able to say, you know what, hire the right people, or get the right services involved, or put the right people in place, or whatever the case may be, to kind of
That's
keep
making
you
a
from
strong
being
assessment
burnt
of
out,
yourself.
overworked, or just not being able to keep up, you know, because your customers or your business is going to suffer from that because of the fact that you can't keep up with everything.
See, that's the thing though. If you don't keep it real with yourself, you gotta know where you are weak at and what you need to attack and what you need to gain so that you can make a Voltron situation. We're gonna use us as for an example. I don't know shit about the technical side. Willie knows all of that shit. I don't. When Willie tell me, "Hey, I think we should do this, that, or whatever," you got it, nigga. I ain't arguing with you about none of that because I know you know and I know I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You would be a damn fool. That's the shit that I hate that people do, where I'm gonna argue with you about this tech shit when I don't know nothing about it. I'm just arguing with you just to argue with you. Like when you telling me, nah, I'm telling you it'll work better this way if we go use this program. I don't know shit about that program, and I'm just saying, nah, nigga, you don't know what the fuck you talking about, just for argument's sake. That's just stupid.
No doubt,
Yeah,
no doubt.
that's actually to Hype's point. When I suggested we start going to video, my initial suggestion was Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? I was like, man, listen, we need to start getting our faces and doing videos. We should do the Zoom. And Willie was like, hold up, I got something better. We're gonna do the StreamYard.
Mm-hmm.
Heard you, say no more. You know better. Like how you say, you'll know better than I would, because at the time I wasn't even that well versed on Zoom. I just been on a couple of Zoom meetings and I realized, oh, we all could be on camera at the same time.
Right.
You feel me? So I was like, you know, I'm Flintstone about it. I keep things very, very simple. All right, they got this app, video, our face, we all gonna be on it. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Had that off.
Because
You feel me? Like, listen.
that's funny too.
Shouts out, man. Smooth did us. We did a live on Saturday judging the dunk contest. It was ass, but you know our live was lit.
Oh, no doubt. Okay.
But that's funny too, because I had asked Willie before we went to video. Remember I was doing the video, like the adding the audio to the video. Like I was learning as I went with this whole podcasting thing. Because like we do the podcast here, but how do you get the audio? And I think me and Willie had a conversation on how to do it, and then I was figuring it out. Like this is how so now I make a video, and as you can see through the progression of the video that we were doing before we went to, like you could see us, I was learning that whole way. Like I have no idea. That's why I say I take pleasure in taking breaks now, because I think that was like and then I would have to spell check. And everybody knows I write but can't spell for shit. So I was like, this is not great.
I mean, and that's the thing. Over, you know, it's an evolution thing too. You know, you got to learn how to evolve with the business. You know, a lot of people will think like, okay, well, this is working for me right now, so I'm just going to keep sticking with it. And I know once again, let's use us as an example. When we were doing Blog Talk, right? And it was like, oh, well, we can have people call in and we can do this and we can do that. And we thought that was the best thing ever. And then even though it got real stale and it got real, you know, we plateaued, not stale. We plateaued. And we were doing great content, but we were still not getting any exposure. And it was just like, it was comfortable, right? And, you know, and it's like, okay, now you have to evolve. It's like, okay, now we're making way better content. Let's bring this to way more people, right? You know, and I think that's another thing. A lot of people, they don't evolve with the successes or with the growth that they have. You know, you're like, hey, I know how to do this now, and I know how to do this now. It's like, well, let's bring this together and make it better and take advantage of that versus just being like, oh, well, what we're doing is working.
One of the things about these podcast game is most people got a fire 4 episodes. These 4 topics they've been waiting for us to talk about, for whoever else's podcast to talk about, that they didn't touch, and they got a strong ass opinion for these 4 episodes.
Mm.
But we hit episodes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and now, like you said, we get a little stagnant. Those downloads ain't going up no more. Now you gotta find a way to make a way. You gotta reach a new audience. You gotta find a way to turn this into something. So you figure out real quick, were you built to last with this shit? Were you really trying to do something, or did you just have 4 fire episodes? Like,
Right,
it's a
right.
huge difference in that situation.
And shout out to us with 370 plus
Yeah.
episodes.
The
And
evolution of GFT radio from no logo to multiple logos to a final logo to
I had an
not be the
Instagram page
final
before I had a
logo.
logo.
Yeah, we did it all.
we and it's and when it comes to business, being an entrepreneur in general, to piggyback off a point Willie was making about evolution, part of that is adaptation to the times. You feel me? Not just you evolved, everything around you gonna be evolving too. You feel me? And like the great Bruce Lee said, you gotta be like water. You feel me? You gotta be able to flow. You gotta be able to adjust to the current. So we seen where it was going. I felt like we proved in this that we can adapt, we can adjust. So our next step is now be a trendsetter. Set, you know what I mean? Be ahead of the curve, create the curve.
Right.
You feel me? So I feel like that's the next challenge for us, to build on what we was doing, to improve on what we was doing, and then create our own curve, our own, something to where, all right, they stand out.
Right.
So how do we grow the platform? Things like the How to Hustle live show. Shouts out to everybody who showed up last night for the How to Hustle live show.
How was that, bro?
Y'all
Tell
know,
us all about it.
I was trying to waiting for my segue in here. I had the feed going from the GFT YouTube on in the bar for you. Know what I'm saying? I had them running the feed in the bar. I ain't got that. My wife had my phone the whole damn time, so I didn't take none of the pictures. She did. But yeah, shout out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Sonny supported the situation. Shout out to everybody who bought a ticket. A lot of people who bought tickets didn't even show up, but hey, the money still cashes. We had a decent turnout. A lot of crowd interaction. It's one of those things a lot of people do at a live show is they just happen to be doing their regular show, and the people just happen to be sitting there, but they never talk to them, they never engage with them, which didn't make sense to me. So my whole thing was like, let's keep them involved. Let's not have everybody sitting there doing this on their phone. Let's make the girl in the back a part of the conversation, the guy in the front. Let's come up to the stage. We want you to talk about this shit. So yeah, like I said, everybody, I've been trying to get with everybody that I can remember that was there, who that I saw, or whatever. Just let me get your feedback. What did you think? What did you hear? How was the audio? Like, give me all of that type shit, so that when we do the second show and the third show and the fourth show, and that we can make this shit better and better and better.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to BTG podcast, and shout out to 2 Kings 215 for coming through, holding it down with me.
Nice. I'm definitely planning to be there on the next one. I was trying to do it for this one.
We definitely doing another one.
Travel dates, so I definitely will be doing this one.
And this was the part that killed me too. They had the fucking starting on the 1st, January 1st, they made it like you had to have a vaccine card to get inside any indoor gatherings in the city. They lifted the shit like Tuesday or Wednesday. So now all the people that were supposed to be coming from out of town was like, oh, well, because I'm telling them, before you buy a plane ticket and a hotel and all of that shit, you need to know this. And ticket sales picked up like a motherfucker last week after that hit, but
right.
They kind of killed me for all of the people from out of town. But shout out, like I said, shout out to everybody who did come through, and we will definitely be doing another one.
That's dope. That's dope. I bet it was fun too.
Yeah, cause like my cousin was there. Go ahead.
No. Finish your story. No. I got it. Cause once you finish yours, I'm gonna segue into some other GFT radio business.
Copy that. My cousin, my old podcast, like I said before, it was like 10 of us on the show. So my cousin had came to the live show that we had did, and he was like, to see you doing it without the other 10 people, he's like, you look comfortable and shit doing it. I'm like, I'm paid talent. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing out here. I know that these two guys are strong personalities and can hold a crowd and can hold a conversation with a crowd. So this is why I picked them. I know that my cousin sitting over here is going to give me something when I go to him. I know she's going to give me something if I go to her, because you get niggas to be, everybody got something to say until you put them on the summer jam screen. Now niggas is getting a little nervous.
Right.
Go ahead, Smooth.
Oh, nah, I was just, no, I mean, you finished?
Yeah.
Okay, so me and Sonny, we decided to sponsor a local little league team. The name will be actually GFT Radio.
Oh, that's the name of the little league team?
Yeah, he said the team going to be named. Not only will they have a logo out there in the field, it's going to be on the jerseys and he was like, that'll be the name. And from what I heard, the guy, Zoe, he was like, y'all going to be sponsoring my team, his team, which was the champions before. So we might,
Championship team,
championship squad.
Okay, all right.
Listen, we need to get a couple of ringers out there. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
I hate losing. You know what I'm saying?
Kim, can we get a jersey made so I can have one?
Yeah,
right.
So
exactly.
I was about to say,
so
like, are these just kid-size joints?
Oh, nah, you get adults for they could get adults and for the kids. So they come in soon. Once because I believe Sonny shipped you the logo.
Yeah, I sent the logo. I didn't get an email back, so I'm assuming everything was good with it.
Yeah. So once all of that's in place, we're gonna let y'all know. So that's gonna be one.
Shouts out to y'all for coming up with that situation.
We got to show up to their games. Their games is on
Right.
Wednesday.
Yeah, because we talked, and it's a lot of stuff that we wanted to do. Some of the stuff we have done, and some of the stuff we haven't gotten to yet, or did it consistently, and which is more being involved in the community. Sonny mentioned earlier about she's wearing tough. One of the that's my man's. Like that's like my
I talked to him. Yeah, I talked to him a couple of months back about setting up for like the high school kids doing like interviewing skills, because like I said, I had talked to him because we did interviews for 2 new positions in my job, and it was like newly kids that got out of high school, and some of the interviews were good, some of them were not so much, and it's just trying to get them to understand what to say in the interview, like be yourself, but like
he does a lot. He does
yeah.
Like
Vince does a lot. Game on Wednesday.
Who?
You said the baseball team, they got a game on Wednesday?
Oh, no. It ain't start yet. They
start in March, I believe.
Yeah. We just
my wife was off this Wednesday. I was about to say, nigga, we gonna slide.
Okay. I'm gonna definitely let you know. Because they supposed to have a little parade and everything.
Oh, that's what's up.
To start the season. So I'm gonna make sure I'm there, make sure I'm
make sure y'all get good pictures and everything.
And I think
y'all close by, I can make that one.
Y'all can bring the day, so I'm definitely down.
Yeah, so I think that's the next evolution of us, is to really, like Willie said, we got the content. We don't put the man hours in. You feel me? To improve, to learn what we're doing. Now it's about, all right, we about to bring the world to us now. You feel me? We about to really make them. So it's more about promoting, and like I said, I want to do more stuff in the community, because I feel like that'd be major, not just for us and our business, but just period.
Exactly.
You feel me? Just period.
This shit is. We was talking about that the other day, Smooth. This shit is retarded out here.
Listen, man, sad out here, bro.
It is.
Sad.
It is. No doubt. Well, it looks like we had a great show as usual. Thank you guys for the great announcements. Thank you for, definitely keeping us abreast of what's going on. We definitely will be letting everyone know out there, all of our fans, all of our subscribers know, how you can help as well as but the number one thing you can do, like we always talk about, is, help us, support us through our merchandise. I did do my wardrobe training earlier. We got t-shirts. I got long sleeve shirt on. We got the drinking
That nigga
glasses.
hit us with a wardrobe change, didn't he? He had on a green joint to start the show.
Yes, he
Word up.
did.
Word up. He did
Exactly.
that smooth too. He did that smooth. I didn't even realize he did that.
And when he hit us
man.
with one of them TikTok Jones. He went.
Like,
Word up.
fade out, fade right back in. Like, so yeah. Go over to gftradio.creator-spring.com. Support us while we try to support you. We definitely will be having more great shows for you guys. We always have great content. You know how our schedule goes. We have shows every Monday here at 10 p.m. With pretty much the whole crew. Tuesdays 2 p.m. we have the How to Hustle podcast with Hank.
Not this week, y'all. I was too busy doing the fucking live show, and I had 2 people cancel on me in the last block of recordings. So I'll be back in the lab this weekend, but I do not have a show out this week. But you can always get the best of interviews will be posted on my Instagram and Twitter all week.
Yes. Yeah, all of the content is always available for free for replay on all your major podcast platforms: Spotify, iHeart, Apple, Google, Stitcher. So make sure y'all go check that out.
What's the
and a huge block of others. Shout out to all the others out there. We don't know what y'all we don't know what y'all using, but we appreciate y'all for using it. Make sure y'all every Wednesday y'all check out the Styles and Chevy recap. We're not on this week. We have a little hiatus right now where we're waiting on the next Marvel show to come out, which should be dropping the end of March. The Moon Knight series will be dropping, and we will be on top of it. Me and Chevy are very excited. Me and Sonny were just talking about trying to do the Eternals. Guess who hit me up a couple days ago? Chevy. She was like, "Have we done Eternals yet?" I was like, Yeah, we did Eternals. I was like, me and Sunny was just trying to do it too. I was like, well, me and you did it like about 3 months ago. She was like, oh, she's like, I'm just excited. I'm ready to do the next show. I was like, I know.
Right, you gotta do something.
Gotta do something. So we're looking forward to it.
You and Chevy was going to be having sex with Sunny this week. I
just rewatched all the Game of Thrones and I was yelling at the screen like, "Just stupid idiot!"
Man, you know, a show I wouldn't mind doing is what's the name of that show? Lock and Key. That's a good show. So
I never watched that.
Yeah, it's a real good show. I just started watching that, so I might bring a special guest on with me to do that one because I
want to do Bel Air.
Bel Air has been a great show. I've been watching that too. That's a great show.
I ain't watch it yet. Let me know when we talking about that. People, this is the 5th day in a row where somebody said, "Yo, you gotta watch Bel Air."
Yeah, Bel Air is a great show.
Not a comedy
on that. And I think that's the and that's what I think is the great part about it is that they didn't try to do another sitcom because it would have just been garbage to us. Say it again.
Nah, Hank actually hurt the question. Yeah,
we got Finn, cardio doing ass Uncle Phil. What is this?
Uncle
Phil's supposed to have high blood pressure.
I like him. He's dope.
He's supposed to have high blood pressure and diabetes.
Jeffrey on a different type of time too.
No, actually, you know what? To be honest, Jeffrey is on the same time he was in the comedy, bro. If you think about some of the stuff Jeffrey was into, we was just like, "What's up with Jeffrey?" Jeffrey is the same Jeffrey from the original show. That's the person they got to say.
That's why I said, Sonny, I ain't watching
just
yet, but this is the 5th day in a row.
Just as out cold. Like, man, Jeffrey out cold. He out cold. So,
Jeffrey was funny as shit though on the original.
What about Carlton? Because Carlton a thug.
Nah, Carlton ain't no thug.
He's still corny. He's still corny. He just got a little more power. He just got a little more power. Yeah.
I heard Hillary.
But like this though, this is what I'm gonna tell y'all though. This is what I'm gonna tell you.
Perfect too. I like the Hillary too.
Hillary, the best character.
Yeah.
To me, you feel me? Her storyline.
Yeah.
Will and Carlton, they're gonna make you want to punch both of them in their face.
I know, definitely.
You feel me? Because you're gonna look at both of them sideways them first few episodes. You feel me? Like that shit is crazy. That shit is crazy.
Yeah, the show it's an amazing show. Like it's breaking all the rules like the original show did. So it's definitely a good show.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Fridays, 2 Fridays out the month, we have Sex with Sunny live. So make sure y'all check that out as well. We just had an amazing show this past Friday. Make sure you go check that out. It's already doing numbers as usual. Go check that show out. Have a conversation, having a conversation about the abuse and how it affects your life, past sexual abuse, and how it's affecting your life. We talked about it affecting your sex life in the first part. This is part 2. We're talking about your life in general. And we not only talked about past sexual abuse, we talked about emotional abuse, psychological abuse, physical abuse, and things like that, and how it's affecting people's lives. So definitely a great topic. Definitely a great show. We had a great conversation. And
shout out to Tia. I seen her in the comments.
Yes,
Tia was in there. Yeah, Tia was in the comments. We had Nye jumped on as well. So definitely had a great show with that one. Every other Sunday, we have the Fans Perspective, 10 p.m. Make sure y'all check that out. Smooth just broke down the Super Bowl a couple weeks ago. That was dope. Gave us a quick rundown and his thoughts and feelings on it. So make sure y'all come check that out. And
shouts out to Steph last night because that nigga went crazy.
And then as always,
God
you got me
damn.
doing video games over at Gaming with Styles. You can either catch it directly through the GFT Radio
Hold
Network or on gamingwithstyles.com.
Hold on. Time out.
Various
Time out.
times throughout
What was
the
that?
week.
That is not how you always do your joint. You didn't give
Oh
us
no, we ain't get to it yet.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no, that's just fine.
We didn't get to that part yet. We didn't get to that part.
I
I'm
know.
about to say,
No,
what is
I know.
what
We were
is
just
this
talking
dry
about
ass
earlier.
there's gaming with
Go ahead.
styles?
It's actually been some weeks since I've been on the show, so everybody's been missing me. And I saw Sonny's reaction. It was so funny to me because I did my outro, and Sonny's reaction, I was like, it must have been a long time because Sonny was all excited when I did my outro. So
That's what
yeah,
I'm
no,
saying. You just say, oh yeah, and I'm doing gaming.
right. No, we good. I got you. Don't worry, I got you. Sonny, let them know where they can find you at.
It's your girl Sunny. You can find me at I am Sunny _D, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Tickety Talk. Also catch my personal blog on my personal diary on my website. I can't even fucking think now. You just threw me off, Willie. Now I want to say it's your girl Sunny, but I'm not gonna do it. On my website, unreservedlyme.com.
What's going on? Be honest with you, I don't even care about giving out my information. I'm gonna take this time to give a rest in peace to Quasia Tiff. Like a niece told me she passed recently. We haven't did a show since then, so I want to send my love out to the Tiff family. T, I love you. Rel, love you. You know what I mean? One. Also, shout out to rest in peace to Antoine Barnes, aka Twan. Live, he passed this past week, tragically. So I want to send my love out to the Barnes family, him, his kids, and everybody. So, and you know, what I mean, his friends. So, rest in peace to y'all. Much love from GFT Radio.
Yes, much love.
Since I ain't got nothing to promote this week, I'm gonna just give a moment of silence to Smooth and his folks.
Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. And it's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Get at me everywhere at Willie Styles on IG, Twitter, Willie.Styles on Snapchat and TikTok. Find me over at gamingwithstyles.com doing all the gaming that I be doing. I'm going to try to get back into some No Man's Sky, into some Avengers, into some GTA. It's been a minute since I played some GTA, so I know some folks are looking out for that. I got some new mods for it, so I definitely want to test those out, let y'all watch. Catch me at stylesradio.com for all the hot tracks that I'm listening to. I was about to say it was a song I recently just listened to and I wanted to talk about it, but now I can't remember. So go check it out. It's on the website. WillieStyles.info for all my links.
Are you okay, Willie? Look like you're about to fall off the chair.
Salute, huh?
Yes, you did look like
It's your boy. I'm like, wait, he almost here.
yes, your boy looks like he lost the spring right there.
I did it extra big for y'all. You know, I want to make sure y'all So make sure everybody's got what they wanted out of it.
Worried about the safety. I don't know. I was worried about you.
So we
Might
don't have
go to Detroit and
insurance.
find him. Call Dad.
My chair stable, arm falls off, back falls back. Oh shit.
Jamie thought so too. Look.
Don't get in no shenanigans with them, Jamie. They know I'm good. Well, we appreciate y'all for joining us. Appreciate y'all for coming out. Appreciate y'all for supporting us. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share. Definitely share. That's how we get out there to your friends, your family, to the randoms out there.
Just share us. You can pass it around.
Pass us around.
Anybody can have sex with Sonny every Friday, okay? Right. Every other Friday, you can all have sex with Sonny, okay?
Right. She's doing all the numbers. She getting all the love anyway. She doing all the numbers. I happened to walk in on her stats the other day. And was at 69 views. I was like,
my man. So Willie walked in on sex with Sonny. How was you know what I'm saying? They was using mathematics. Y'all freaks.
No, but you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy though? I never think I do well. Like probably the first show I felt like I did well was the part one. Like I knew that was a good show.
The shows are always great. It's
I'm like, I don't know.
Those are always the best girl Sonnies, the ones that don't have too much. You know what I'm saying? The ones who don't think too highly of themselves, we love those kind.
Right. Exactly. Well, thanks again, everybody, for joining us. We will be right back here on Sunday for
Yes, I'll be here Sunday.
Fans Perspective. So make sure y'all come back on Sunday for fans Perspective, and then we'll be back to our regularly scheduled week. So we'll see y'all next week with more How to Hustle with Hype, more Woody Styles, more Sonny, more everybody. We all gonna be here. Smooth everybody. So make sure y'all get at us.
Shouts out to Dame too.
Yeah, shouts out to Dame.
Shouts out to Dame.
Catch up with him. Oh yeah, make sure y'all catch up with him over at the GFT Join the Conversation group. He's over there. He's been on hiatus over here, but he's over there. He's definitely working hard. So make sure y'all do that. All right, y'all. Love y'all.